Hello, it's the Sinister Gambino here with a new stream. In this stream, I'm going over the event week for this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. Even though it did start on Thursday, but I'm late with this one because I was playing Red Dead Online throughout this entire event week, or of course there's a new one now, but yeah. I've been busy with Red Dead Online, so I haven't done this one in forever. For GTA, I haven't done this particular event week stream for a while. Not to mention, it's kind of disappointing. It's just a full release of a vehicle that already got released, which is technically the final release of a vehicle. Pretty sure there's no more vehicles for this trip feed, so now that this vehicle, the Brioso 300, got its full release now. Now it has its full release now. I don't think there's any more vehicles for the current update, since the Brioso 300 is finally fully in the game now, not just for a free vehicle for like 9 days, whatever. But yeah, as I typically do, I'm going to the casino right now for the podium vehicle, do my typical wheel spin for the event week. But yeah, this will probably only last around like 2 more days, but still better late than never. And plus, I had a good reason this time playing right online for gold bars for the Outlaw Pass number 4 off stream, of course. So I promise this time I had a really good reason this time. But yeah, that's why I put full release in the title, because Brioso 300 was actually released before for 9 days for free. But then they removed it for some reason. I guess to add an extra week of drip feed for some reason. Even though really they should have made it paid like after the 9 days and not hold the vehicle back like so many more weeks later or whatever. So that's why full release is in the title. I wanted to put parentheses with it, but of course I didn't have enough characters. So yeah, title might look a bit funky this time. But yeah, Master Spectator, the main stuff going on, there's a lot of actually good money and RP opportunities kind of. There's a break sales, we got life missions, hidden caches, and treasure chests for just 4 of them. There's like another 1 or 2 more, I think, at minimum. For the last like, day or 2, if anyone wants to take advantage of them. But yeah, if I didn't mention, I don't think I did actually, the podium vehicle is the earlier. I'm assuming that the last ER at the end, since there's a 2 is silent, so I think that's the correct pronunciation. Or close enough, at least. But I had a little look at its lap time before starting, and the lap time at least I don't think it's good, but yeah, I'm not expecting much out of speed either, so it's probably not a good podium vehicle. Alright, got clothing. Better than RP at least. But yeah, it's the earlier. Probably a pretty old sports car. I know for a fact it's a sports car. I did actually have a look in roughly 152 spreadsheet before I started it. But regardless, I knew it was a sports car anyways. And I'm imagining it's on Legendary Motorsport. Alright, there it is. So it's pretty old, like early, like it's late 2015, maybe early 2016, if there was drip feed back then in those days, I forget. But yeah, you're only saving 695,000, and didn't seem to have a livery on it. I highly doubt the vehicle even has the liveries to begin with. So yeah, the savings aren't very good, so yeah, performance probably won't be very good either. In fact, for lap time for the sport class, the Verlier is 40th place. Even though there's like 70-ish different vehicles in the game, it is definitely a below average lap time, I'd say, for the Verlier, so lap time's nothing to write home about. And then top speed. Top speed of the Verlier is apparently 16th place, so it has a lot better top speed actually than lap time. However, depending on if you include like non-raceable options, it's probably at worst like 20th place in the sports class or top speed. So it's a good feat of several placements even below the top 10, so top speed's really nothing to write home about either. So really it's mainly a customization, personal preference kind of reason, kind of vehicle in the game. So really it's mainly for like the aesthetics and stuff for that one. I'm actually not going to show off the Brioso 300 on the website since it was released before, and I would imagine it was possible when it was free to see the full, like, regular price. So yeah, it's just a re-release of a vehicle they released like for 9 days for free, as I mentioned before, so I don't really see the reason in showing off or explaining the Brioso 300 again, because I might have done that when it was first out. So I really don't feel like doing that. But yeah, premium race for the week is Downtown Underground for the last like day or two, since I am late with this one, just because I've been playing Red Dead Online, going for gold bars and stuff before that lap pass number 4 ends. And I only need like 9 more left still, I'm in a good track on that. Since I've been going for a lot of gold bars off stream, and I've actually been even more very lucky with treasure maps actually. Got quite the good lucky few to several treasure maps. I don't think I've ever got so lucky with treasure maps and other like outlaw passes going for gold bars for them and all. But yeah, this is a premium race for the super class. So I'll go over the top 3 for lap time and top speed of the supercar class. But yeah, first place for lap time for the supercar class is Project Emirates, which is like 2.9 million something, almost 3 million from what I recall, without customizations of course, just stock on the website. And then second place for lap time for the supercar class is the Benefactor Krieger, which that one's only like 200,000 less, so like 2.7 million for the stock vehicle. And then the NSS 80RR is third place for lap time for the supercar class, which is that one-seater supercar from the Diamond Casino Resort DLC. Meanwhile, my headphones interrupted me there. But yeah. But yeah, all 3 of those in the top 3 for lap time for the supercar class is actually on the Diamond Casino Resort DLC. It's from that update, so they're all very close to each other on the Electronic Motorsport website. So you really don't have to go that far on the website to find them. And I think the NSS 80RR is like 2.5 mil, so I think they're pretty balanced in their prices. So you might as well just go to the Project Emirates for sure, especially with how easy it is to make money with this the latest update. And then top speed. Probably not going to look at the spreadsheet because I always tend to go over the motorcycle and supercar classes for like time trials and stuff. But first place for top speed for the supercar class should be the P-Fister 811, which is 1,135,000 or 1,145,000, one of those two. From like the Finance Phony DLC from like mid 2016. So you have to go quite the ways down for that one for the the #1 top speed option for the supercar class. Second place for top speed for the supercar class is the Principe Devastator 8, which is like $1.8 million for like the Doomsday Heist update. So like late 2017 at the earliest. So still quite a ways down on the Legendary Motorsport website for that one. Obviously it's a more expensive one than the 811, which is better performance anyways. I really wouldn't go for that one. And then, yeah, third place for top speed for the supercar class will be the Banshee 900R. Which that one requires upgrading the regular Banshee, which is a sport car, for like $130,000 at like Benny's or whatever. It's probably around $1 million for that like upgrade price to the 900R, which turns it to a supercar. Because yeah, I believe the cheaper vehicles tend to get the more expensive upgrade prices when it comes to Benny's. So yeah, that one could, in a sense, be cheaper than the Peter 811 after upgrades and stuff, but probably not by much, if anything. So I'd probably just recommend the 811 for top speed if you want purely top speed for any reason. Kind of hard to say on this one, because the picture gives a good, like, top speed impression at first, at least. However, since it does take place in the city, I would expect some sort of lap time, so probably a lap time on this one, to be honest. Should be the focus, but yeah. And then I'll go over to regular time trial. Regular time trial for the week is Legion Island, where it'll last like a day or two, because I'm late with this one, because I was playing a lot of Reddit online for the week, of course, before that Outlaw Pass number 4 goes away, because I still need the Outlaw Pass. Which thankfully I only need 35 gold bars, not 40, but still. But yeah, Legion Island, I've never done any of the like new time trials added like after Diamond Casino Resort DLC. But still, it's pretty much surely around the same as like all the other time trials. So I'd imagine like the Body 801 is still a good option, because that is actually the only one still. That's top 3 lap time and top speed. But yeah, again, like top speed for the supercar class, I'm going to go off of memory, since I've went over the motorcycle class so often. Since that's pretty much going to be the main class you're going to want to use, since it's not going to take much space and stuff, so you can dodge like oncoming vehicles and stuff. So going off of memory, first place for lap time for the motorcycle class is the Nagasaki Shibutaro, which is like $2.3 million. From like the bikers update, it's quite the ways down on the Legendary Motorsport website. If for some reason you don't have it on your website, I believe you have to play a match of Deadline. I don't think you have to win it, I think you just have to play Deadline whatsoever, which is an adversary mode. So I think you do have to play like an adversary mode a single time for that one to be unlocked. Which I think is like the only unlockable vehicle, one of the only unlockable vehicles these days in the game. But it is worth it if you want that best lap time. And with the Shotaro, Nagasaki Shotaro, I think you can lean forward or backwards with the stick for best possible speed. I think it's the only motorcycle that actually works that way, I believe. Second place for a lap time for a motorcycle class is the Hakuchou Drag, Shitsu Hakuchou Drag, which is like $800,000. Again on Legendary Motorsport, and again with the Bikers DLCs, should be close to where the Shotaro is on the website. And yeah, I believe with the Nagasaki, I believe with the Hakuchou Drag, I believe you have to lean forward with the stick for best possible speed. Similar to doing like a stoppie. I believe the only other vehicle that works that way is like the Nightblade, but I don't think that's a competitive option. All the rest of the vehicles, like we mentioned, I believe you have to lean backwards with the stick as if you're doing a wheelie, which like 95% of the motorcycles in the game work that way. But yeah, I think the Hakuchou Drag you have to do like a stoppie kind of sailing forward with the stick for best possible speed, as it's a drag motorcycle. Imagine those types of motorcycles don't wheelie. And finally, third place for the lap time for the motorcycle class. That is the Body 801. Body 801 is third place lap time, and also actually third place top speed now that the Manchester Scout is actually first place top speed for the motorcycle class with the latest update now. But yeah, Body 801 is like under 10,000, it's like 8,000, 9,000 at minimum for the stock vehicle, so it's a very easy entry point, and it's also the only one that's top 3 for lap time and top speed for the motorcycle class. So your best average bet for a vehicle on any time trial really is the Body 801. And yeah, Legion Island is like way down here, or like somewhere over here or something. Oh yeah, well over here, yeah. So I could see there being lap time and top speed, so yeah, Body 801 will probably be the best bet. But yeah, first place for top speed, as mentioned, is Manchester Scout. The new Manchester Scout, which is like 200-ish thousand, I think, at most for the stock vehicle. It's not very expensive at all, and like the first two like vehicles for lap time, which are like in the hundreds of thousands, like few to several hundred thousands. But yeah, Manchester Scout is the new number 1 for top speed. And yeah, number 2 for top speed for the motorcycle class. Which, by the way, for that one, you have to lean backwards with stick as if you're doing a wheelie. Every one I'm mentioning after, with the Body 801 and onward, you lean backwards with stick as if you're doing a wheelie. But yeah, second place for top speed for the motorcycle class is the BF400. BF400 is pretty unique, not just for time trials, except it's not really unique for time trials, but it's unique with the fact that you can also use it for off-road races. There's not much motorcycles in the game that you can use for off-road races. Off-road races are mainly with like traditional off-road vehicles in the game. But fun fact about the BF400, outside of the fact that that's the second place for top speed for a motorcycle class, is that's actually usable in off-road races, and it's one of the best vehicles for off-road races since it's a motorcycle. And again, it's not like most vehicles in the game. It's actually a very spacious vehicle and can dodge things really well and stuff. But yeah, that one's like probably a couple 100,000, similar to the Manchester Scout at most. But really, there's not much of a reason to get it for a time trial perspective anymore, not at second place. But it is a good vehicle to get for off-road races. So that's something with the BF400 that other vehicles in the motorcycle class don't have. And finally, the third place option for top speed, as I mentioned earlier, is the Body 801, third place lap time and third place top speed for the motorcycle class. It's the only one that's top 3 for lap time and top speed, so again, it will be the best average option for really any time trial. And yeah, the only other class for time trials I typically go over is supercars, but I already did that with the premium race. And then finally, I'm just going to mention what the RC Bandito time trial is and a couple like good guides maybe for them. If I can find it, that is. Oh, it's actually a power station, so it's the last one, so we'll loop back to construction site 1. But yeah. The RC Bandito time trial for the week is Power Station, which is the 10th and final RC Bandito time trial. But yeah, a couple guides I recommend for RC Bandito time trial, since I have a good couple to few time trial guides, I just never got to this one, or another few or so even before that. But yeah, a couple good guides for RC Bandito time trials. GTA series videos kinda does guides, but they don't commentate, they just show like gameplay of them, so if you observe the gameplay enough, you should be able to figure it out. If you want like commentary and stuff, I believe GTA Men actually does RC Mandato time trial guides as well. So he's who I would recommend if you want like commentary and like advice on the RC Mandato time trials. And he tends to do them like every time they release, even on subsequent times. But yeah, that's the last one, so we'll be back to Construction Site 1 for the next event week in a couple of days from now. But yeah, now I'm through to like pre-race time trials and stuff like that. And I believe I go over the money opportunities, which I'll go over the ones in the pause menu first, then I'll go over the ones that are not in the pause menu and therefore are harder to explain on screen, at least on a live stream. Through the PS4, of course, but with limitations and stuff. So yeah, back on the news where make sure I don't miss any money opportunities, because obviously they didn't all fit in as a spectator. Okay, I'll talk about live rate later, because it's not on the pause menu. First one I'm going to be mentioning is actually not on the as a spectator. Unless I'll do it in a different order. Nah, I'll go over the thing I was going over first. But yeah, first one's an adversary mode I'll be going over. And that is stockpile 1 through 7. So all 7 maps in the stockpile adversary mode are 2 times money RP. And clearly, I really wouldn't recommend this one. I'd probably say it is one of the weakest money opportunities for the given week, since it requires going to separate lobbies, and it's not really that good of a payout compared to other opportunities. Other opportunities are a lot more free mode friendly for sure, so I definitely would stay away from this one. But yeah, I kind of really forget what this mode is about, since there's obviously so many adversary modes in the game, it's not easy to remember all of them. But yeah, regardless, not really worth playing. You're definitely best off playing other stuff if you're playing any of the stuff even for the event week. Because honestly, still, Cayo Perico Heist is probably better than any of the stuff going on for the event week, to be completely honest. So it's easy to definitely just stick to that. Next will be double money and RP on sea and air races. So there are races with double money RP, it just has to be in the correct category. So for example, for an air race, there's base level, and also like blowing in the wind. And ranching out as well. Alright, well basically there's a good bit of air races. Delta V, that's a boat race. So if you see like the little anchor icon down there, or like the little plane icon, then you know it's a air or a sea race. So all of those are double RP for the last couple of days of this event week, since yeah, I've been busy with Red Dead Online, off stream and stuff, getting gold and stuff. But again, like the adversary modes are very weak for making money for the event week. Because yeah, you do have to go out of free mode for them, which is kind of inconvenient. And also they really don't pay all that well. But still, usually do like land races or like stunt races and stuff, so it's kind of a nice little change of pace, so I will give them that at least. So those aren't like types of races that are typically on the online RP at least. So those have that, I suppose. Next one on the pause menu will be the Super Yacht Life missions, which are right on top of the missions section. So they all have a Super Yacht Life, and then followed by like a hyphen, and then the title of the particular mission. So very easy to find them for sure. But yeah. As for any particular missions, I'm not necessarily too sure on which ones I'd recommend yet, because I haven't done an episode of contact mission content for just Super Yacht Life missions yet, which is like my little series where I go over all the contact missions in the game. And hopefully I'll get part 2 of Reaper Works done soon. To be honest, I haven't worked on it for a while. Not only since I've been busy with Red Dead Online, making old bars, and also the fact that I play a lot of other games off stream, obviously, not just Rockstar titles off stream. I play a lot of other stuff off stream, I mean. So yeah, I've just been investing my time in other stuff rather than video making. A couple more scumbags being a dick on my channel this week. Or a couple days ago, or a few days ago, or something. I had this one asshole fucking on my Phantom Wedge review. Someone finally commented on my Phantom Wedge review. I knew someone would comment on it eventually, being a dick and stuff. But yeah. Someone's like, ew, why you sound like that, whatever. I really don't get it at all, why people feel the need to whine about how someone sounds. I enjoy someone for the content, not for their voice and stuff. Like, why the hell people actually care how someone sounds, just watch them for their actual content. As long as they can actually understand what someone says, their voice shouldn't be a problem, like, honestly. People just like to nitpick and complain about the dumbest stuff. And also like to hate on people's hustle. People hate on hustles on YouTube and shit, apparently. You know, last couple weeks especially, apparently. Don't know why, but whatever. And some dude with a fucking Big Mac profile picture, not even fucking kidding, fucking replied to them or something, being like, he sounds very sinister, colon O or whatever the fuck. Obviously that was a joke or some shit, but yeah. People really feel the need to shame me for my like, voice and shit. It's fucking pathetic, honestly. So yeah, bullshit like that, again, it's also making me not want to do content and stuff, so yeah. So to be fair, dickheads like that should make me honestly want to make content more, just piss them off and stuff. Like, nah, y'all ain't ruin my fucking hustle and shit, I'm going to continue with it. So maybe that's the push I finally need to be able to want to make content and stuff, despite people wanting to be a dick to me and shit. With this like bombing and then fucking hate on my voice and shit. Like, actually, Also, speaking of my fucking voice, my throat needs to be a fucking dick again, of course. But yeah. So yeah, that's the continuing story of what's going on with not making content, like video content and stuff, not stream content, I mean. But still, maybe those last couple of events are like the push I need to want to do that stuff. Though I do play a lot of stuff off stream and stuff, so that's also a huge reason why as well. Otherwise, if I did like video stuff every day, well, when would I ever find time to do my own like, gaming and stuff? I don't know. But yeah. Obviously all the missions here for these 6 real life missions are very different. But yeah. I do have a live stream where I did all 6 of the real life missions. So there is that if you want to look into strategies, or of course there's other guides surely on YouTube and stuff. But yeah, I believe the super yacht life missions, I believe count as like story missions. So I'm assuming they're like the casino missions and then also like the lowrider missions in the game. So I'm assuming because of that you cannot put them in playlists, I'm imagining. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think you can put the super yacht life missions in playlists. So unfortunately, we will be having to go in and out of like free mode to like go into more missions and stuff. You can't like just do a playlist, I'm imagining. So it's not the most repeatable set of missions. And also being like story kind of missions in the game, there is slightly more restrictions of what you can do in the missions. Like for example, I think with these ones you can't use like regular personal vehicles. I think you can use like the anti-aircraft trailer. It's like the one regular personal vehicle you can use. But actually, I believe it's a super yacht life missions, aside for like one of them, which is purely on the yacht. You don't really go like outside the yacht. I think the other 5 actually allow you to use personal aircraft. So you can use personal aircraft, but you can't use personal vehicles, I believe, on these missions. So they're very interesting, so it does like encourage using like different strategies and stuff. And they are contact missions that are kind of nice for payouts and stuff, and they do have the updated contact mission payouts as well. Or I would assume that it could be different payouts, because they are story missions as well. But yeah, because you can use personal aircrafts, it is pretty nice for repeating them. It's not as annoying as casino story missions and like the lowrider missions, where there's like little to no personal vehicle usage in like all the missions. You can at least use personal aircrafts for all but one of them, I think. So they are the best story missions in the game for contact missions. But yeah, you probably should do air freight sales, to be honest, for any sort of money opportunity, but it's probably the second best money opportunity, I'd say, for the event week. At least for the ones in like the pause menu, or actually for the ones in the pause menu, it is probably the best one in the pause menu for money opportunities. Which that was the last one in the pause menu, so that leaves off the ones in free mode. So hopefully I explained the like contact missions good enough. But yeah, 2 times money in RP on air freight sales. Air freight sale obviously means like the hangar business in the game. The hangar business is obviously the one that uses like aircrafts and stuff to sell stuff. So that's the hangar business. But the hangar business is kind of the worst business in the entire game. Like honestly, the hangar business is kind of the worst business in the entire game. It's not like special cargo where there's like risk reward and you don't have to actually pay for the crates. That's a plus with this business, is you don't have to pay for the crates, but it's also an active business, so you can't combine it really with other stuff. You have to really go out the way with doing the air freight business. You can't like do Cayo Perico Heist while you're doing other businesses like you can with like the biker businesses, the bunker businesses, and then the nightclub. Or, I mean, biker businesses, the bunker and the nightclub. So yeah, it's similar to the CO business, the finance pony business, import-export. It's similar to those 2 businesses where you have to participate in the business as like an active business. Not like biker and bunker where it's passive, or the nightclub which is full-on passive, even unless you do like business battles for that one. So yeah, it's kind of one of the worst businesses in the game. Probably like second worst business even, I'd say. I think special cargo is honestly better than air freight, even with the risk reward and having to pay for the crates, since it can at least give tons of money. I think normally it's like 500,000 for air freight, so I think it's like $1 million for like no bonus. But I think if you do like chemicals, like narcotics, and like medical equipment, I think those are free. If you do like enough of those, if you get all of them, you get like a 70% bonus, I think. So I think you make like 1.7 million. So yeah. Like 1.7 million fell in the paper crates and stuff is very nice, but yeah, if you're doing it solo, it's going to take forever. Since, yeah, you can source up to 4 crates at a time, whether you have like 2, 3 to 4 players. 5 to 8 with like MC doesn't get you any like extra crates, so at most you can get like 4 at a time. So it's not a very good solo business, so it's a good business to do with friends, especially with 3 other friends at minimum. So that you only have to do like 25 or you only have to do like 12, 13 like source missions probably if you do with like 4 players. Actually, you can read out like 50 with a solo player or 25 with 2. Or like 16 to 17 with 3 even. So it's not a good solo business as well. And yeah, not only is it not a good solo business for sourcing, it's really not a good business at all for selling either solo. Unless you're selling a low amount, of course. Which if you're doing the business efficiently, you really shouldn't do anyways. So really it's best to do that only if you have like friends. And even then, it's really not that good when it's Cayo Perico Heist anyways. But yeah, if you do the right ones, you can get up to 1.7 mil without like any sell bonuses. Not like material bonuses, like 70%. That 1.7 includes a 70% bonus with the certain like materials and stuff. But yeah, that was air free. So really, I don't recommend it much unless you play with a couple of friends, to say the least. Though not to say it's necessarily bad, of course, if you're solo or duo, it's just way better if you have a couple of friends, apparently. If you're doing it efficiently. And then last but not least, for the other ones in free mode, there's hidden caches and then the treasure chests. So hidden caches are like the collectibles you find out at sea. There's like 10 of them every day or something. You'll find in like the daily collectible tab. Or, I don't know why I don't have it in my tab. Maybe you have to collect a single one for it to appear in your tab, but yeah. Basically both daily collectibles in the game are 2 times my RP. I believe there's like 5 to 10 of them in free mode for hidden caches. They're all like underwater. So if you're going to do it most efficiently, I recommend having a tour door. And there's also a good tip as well. As you can see on the bottom of the map, there's a point of interest feature with the triangle button or the X or Y button with the Xbox systems and whatever on PC. If you press that button, it will actually put points of interest. I believe you can have like up to 10 or something. So you don't have to actually be in the vehicle necessarily. Of course, that has the sonar capabilities. You just need that obviously to know where they are. So when you're using sonar, you can actually see that stuff and mark them with points of interest on your map. So you don't have to be in that vehicle any longer. So that can make it more efficient to get them, of course, in free mode. But yeah, you probably have to go a lot out of your way for it. So honestly, I probably wouldn't recommend it necessarily. But you can get really good money with the stuff. I believe you can get like 50, 75,000 like normally or something. Right now it's like 100 to like 200,000. You probably get in like a day or something for the last like day or two, of course. Since I'm late with this stream because I was playing right online for gold bars for Outlast number 4. However, for the better one, for the daily collectibles that are on 2 times my RP for the last couple of days, is the treasure chests. There's 2 a day in the Cayo Perico while you're doing the scoping out. One of them, I believe, every day is on, like, the ground, and then I believe the other one is underwater. So you do have to go underwater for one of them, but one of them is also, like, on the ground, which isn't too bad. But you do also have to deal with the guards and stuff, obviously, so it can be annoying. Plus, yeah, you're obviously going to have to do, like, the scoping out and the actual heist itself anyways. So if you know it, I really don't recommend it. I think normally they're like 15,000, so you're only getting like 30,000 away from both for like 60,000. They're not bad, but still. I really wouldn't recommend the, like, daily collectibles all that much anyways. So really the best money opportunity is honestly the air freight sales and probably super yacht life missions. And then probably the, like, free mode stuff, and then pretty much all the other stuff after that. For what I'd recommend for the money opportunities for the last couple of days. And I think I only have discounts off the cart now, I think. So actually, I think there is some, like, login rewards, or actually unlockable, like, login rewards. They're not for logging in, I think, but yeah. But yeah, as an added bonus, if you complete any air freight cargo sell mission by the end of the week, and if you return after March 15th, which is basically, like, after the next event week, like, not next event week, but the event week after, you will receive the neon glow necklace and also red and blue bangles. So there's quite a good, like, 2 to 3, like, clothing things you can get for doing an air freight cargo sell mission. That's kind of an incentive for doing the air freight sales, at least. But still, it is the best money opportunity, but it's not a very good money opportunity either. Not necessarily, even for business in the game. And I think there's more, like, clothing stuff as well. Alright, yeah, there's also a Panic Prolapse basketball top and shorts. There's kind of like 5 new login rewards. I don't feel any of them have actually been in the game before, actually. But yeah, if you complete the Cayo Perico Heist finale between now and the 17th, so you do get like a good couple more event weeks as well. Or maybe just the next event week as well. So this and next event week you can do this. You can get the Panic Prolapse basketball top for doing the Cayo Perico Heist finale. And then if you go for secondary targets in the loot bag as well, you get the shorts of the Panic Prolapse basketball. So if you want the top, you have to do the finale. And then if you want the shorts, you have to get secondary targets. But yeah, now should just be the discounts to go over now. So I'll start off with property discounts. There's kind of some massive discounts actually for properties. They seem to be doing some really massive discounts recently for properties, which is pretty cool. But yeah, starting off for discounts on the amusement closure website. hangers. Also, you go on with the business being 2 times 1 ERP. There's the hangers on 60% off discount. So I think this one seems to be the most expensive. So if you want the most expensive hanger at 60% off, you can actually get it for 1.3 million for the base property, which is pretty good. I definitely recommend getting a hanger now, if anything, because there's typically not discounts that go this high on the property. And yeah, no renovation discounts, it seems. So yeah, while it's a 60% off discount, you aren't getting renovations on discount. But still, as long as you have the property, you have the majority of what you could want with the property anyways. Besides for like a couple things, at minimum. But obviously, hanger lets you do the hanger business. But also lets you have like personal aircrafts as well, which you can spawn aircrafts across the map, of course. That you can like customize and stuff like that. If it's like 1 to like 20 that can be customized. I think there's like 20 now that can be customized. Maybe like one more, maybe there's like 21 that can be customized, I think. So yeah, Rockstar, you need to really give us more hanger storage, but I doubt they'll do that anytime soon, sadly. But whatever. And then for another property discount is the yachts, which obviously goes along with the super yacht life missions being 2 times 1 ERP. But yeah, I think the Aquarius is like 8 or 10 million normally, so half off is like 4 to 5 million, which is pretty good. And yeah, I'm talking about the default price, which I cannot show. But I think the default price, even though I can't show, is like 4 or 5 million with the 50% off discount on Galaxy Super Yachts. Obviously, the stuff you get also depends on the yacht you get. But the Aquarius is not really that much more expensive than the other yachts, obviously, so I recommend, obviously, just getting the Aquarius. And yeah, right. There's no Warview renovations whatsoever. The renovations are just like purely cosmetic. And yeah, they're not on discount anyways. So if you want to get a yacht for the new missions, for the latest contact missions in the game, then definitely a good time to do it now. It's 50% off. I believe like the middle yacht. I believe like the medium yacht in the game actually also has like a Swift Deluxe, for example. Okay, no, it doesn't have a Swift Deluxe, just a regular Swift, but yeah. Get some good vehicles with them as well, which is nice. Especially the helicopters on them are pretty nice. As for the boats, we probably like never use them, to be completely honest. So yeah, it's a good spawn. So yeah, both the hangar and the yacht are pretty good properties to spawn into. So if you're not going to use the hangar and the like yacht for the features that much, they're at least good properties to spawn in if you have like the proper vehicles and stuff, obviously. Because they are really good property discounts for the event week for the last couple days, since I was playing Red Dead Online a lot for the week. And yeah, the rest of the discounts are vehicle discounts. So I'll be going over those as I usually do. Alright, I think there's only 2 websites that have discounts actually. And that's for both regular and Prime Gaming. There's discounts for both websites for whether you have Prime Gaming or not. Since there are any Prime Gaming discounts. Yeah, I'll start off with a legendary since it's on there first. And also it's boring or discounts for sure. More boring discounts. But yeah. Starting off, there's the Pegasus or Russo on discount, which is almost 2 million normally. Now it's like 1.15 mil right now at the current moment. But yeah, the latest Russo is a supercar, if not a sport car, surely. Alright, yeah, the Zorusso is a supercar. So if you're going to get the Zorusso, actually, for a lap time, it's actually 10th place for a lap time for the Zorusso. So yeah, Zorusso is 10th place in lap time, which is pretty good. It's pretty decent still, actually, in the game, 10th place for a lap time. That's not a bad lap time whatsoever, technically, for these days. So it's still kind of standing in the top 10, though obviously that might get dethroned in like the next update or something. So it's one of his vehicles that are kind of nearing their decline for lap time, I'd say. And then the Zorusso for top speed is 21st place, so 11 placements worse for top speed. So it's a decent lap time option, but obviously there's way better options since it's 10th place. So you can't really go wrong with the lap time. Though for top speed purposes, I would just avoid it. So not bad performance at any extent. For a lap time at least, but not very good necessarily either. Not top 3 material. And then actually, I did mention in Devastate 8 when going over the top speed actually for the supercar class. When going over a premium race. The Devastate 8 is actually on discount right now. Which actually makes it cheaper than the Piece of Straight 11. And possibly also the Banshee 900R as well. So if you don't want to spend a lot of like money on like supercar in the game for top speed, if you want to do a premium race for the last couple of days for any reason, then Devastate 8 is actually on discount right now for 40%. The Russo, I'm pretty sure, is also a 40% off discount. But yeah, as mentioned before, for top speed, it is actually 2nd place for top speed for the supercar class, which is very good. It's in the top 3 for top speed, so it's very good still. Still stood the test of time very well. Oh, and I thought that was like Doomsday Heist, apparently that's Arena War, apparently. Interesting. But yeah, it is 2nd place for top speed. But for lap time, Devastate 8 for lap time is actually behind the Zorusso at 11th place. So yeah, it's 11th place lap time, which is right under the top 10, so not necessarily that bad, but not decent, I'd say, either. Probably okay at best, I'd say, for lap time. But top speed, 2nd place is pretty damn good. So can't go wrong with the Devastate 8. Even more so than the Zorusso, I'd say. That one I'd recommend more than the Zorusso, no doubt. Also, if I didn't mention, but I think I have, credit goes to Preppy1322 for the spreadsheet. That means you're gonna go for lap time top speed for all the different vehicles I'm going over. But I think all the rest of the discounts are all on more stock Captain Carry. But yeah, starting off with the first discount on the War Stock website is the Avenger. As well as its workshops as well are actually on discount, being the vehicle and weapon workshops. Those are on 40% discount as well, not just the actual vehicle. But yeah. Renovations, gun turret. Gun turret's basically like the MOC's weapons in the game, except it's on an air vehicle, so the gun turrets on this vehicle compared to the Avenger are much better for practicality and stuff. I also think, unlike the MOC, you can actually switch the seats on the gun turrets without having to go off of the seats. You can just press like a button and it will switch to the cameras. As long as they're not occupied, of course. So the weaponry on the Avenger is definitely more practical than the MOC. Honestly, it's probably the best like weaponry vehicle between these bunch, honestly. Because obviously Kosakta is limited to the water. This is limited to the land, same with the Terabyte. So being in air gives it a lot more versatility with its weaponry, so it's definitely the best weaponry vehicle, I'd say. And yeah, Vehicle Workshop. Vehicle Workshop's not really that necessary anymore, same with the Weapon Workshop. Weapon Workshop you can get in so many properties now. I think the arcade even has a free Weapon Workshop as long as you have like an active Diamond Casino Heist. So if you want a free Weapon Workshop, just get an arcade and then have an active Diamond Casino Heist. You don't have to bother with the Diamond Casino Heist as long as you have one like actively going on or whatever. Then I believe you get a free Weapon Workshop essentially with the arcade. And in Vehicle Workshop you can get in like the MOC as well. I believe the MOC can upgrade all the same vehicles the Avenger can. And I believe it is like the Arena Workshop in the Arena as well, I think, which might be a cheaper option. At least normally. Not including this discount. But obviously while they're on discount they're better, like, they're obviously better deals compared to other properties and vehicles added later on. So yeah, it's not really the best thing for getting a vehicle or weapon workshop if you only want like one vehicle and weapon workshop in the entire game for any reason. And obviously interior is completely cosmetic. But yeah, for the vehicle itself is not really a good money-making vehicle necessarily. That's the weak point of the Avenger compared to the rest. MOC has the exclusive mobile operations. The Terabyte has the exclusive client jobs, which client jobs are very good still in the game. However, they haven't had double money in forever on the client jobs, to be fair. MOC has the mobile operations, which aren't necessarily that good, but it has its own money opportunity unlike the Avenger. And Kosakta is the best of the bunch, having its own, like, heist. So yeah, the Kosakta has the best of the money opportunities between these four, like, property vehicles in the game for Warstock. The Avenger is practically the only one that has no money opportunity tied to it, because heist is done for the property, not the actual vehicle. So yeah, the Avenger has no unique money opportunities compared to the MOC, Terabyte, and the Kosakta. So from a money-making standpoint, it's kind of most useless of the bunch. However, like I said, for weaponry and like defensive capabilities, stuff like that, the Avenger is definitely the best of the bunch, I'd say, for that regard. So it's kind of the most useless one unless you want to use it a lot for like PvP or player versus enemy situations, because it's probably more most definitely more than the Kusaka. And probably around the same as MOC and the Terramite for the explosive resistance. As long as the explosive resistance works correctly, it's very top tier. Does that as well. For a Prime Gaming discount, for a Prime Gaming discount, the Beater is on 35% discount. So yeah, Beater is not a very good vehicle at all. So I definitely recommend taking advantage of the 35% off Prime Gaming only discount, because it's purely a Pegasus vehicle and it cannot be modified. So really, unless you want all the Pegasus vehicles in the game, there's really not a reason to get the Beater. That's really all there is to say about the Beater, to be completely honest. But yeah, that is a 35% off Prime Gaming only discount, which is actually the least percentage discount of the entire event week. Alright, next one on here is the Akula, Buckingham Akula, which is 40% off. So instead of almost 2.8 million, it's almost 1.7 million, so 1.1 million in savings. That's if you have the trade price though. If you don't have the trade price, obviously it will be more. But yeah. The Akula is the best stealth vehicle in the entire game. Even with two new stealth vehicles in the latest update, the Akula still proves to be the #1 stealth vehicle in the entire game, with its closest competition being the brand new Annihilator Stealth. But the Annihilator Stealth does not have explosive resistance, or if it does for any reason, I don't think it has as good of explosive resistance as the Akula. But I don't think it does have explosive resistance actually for the Annihilator Stealth. And it's actually cheaper than the Annihilator Stealth even without a discount, I'm pretty sure. So you're getting a good deal on the best stealth aircraft in the game. And being a stealth aircraft, it allows you to do sourcing missions and public lobbies very efficiently. So it's very useful if you want to do sourcing missions in the game with all the different businesses in a public lobby, of course, especially in huge public lobbies where there's bound to be some sort of troublemaker in the game. So it's very good for preventing PvP situations in the game. And the weaponry is very good as well. Or not necessarily very good, but it's decent at least. Obviously no helicopters have very insane tracking missiles in the game, because that would be completely broken even beyond the Oppressor Mark II, I would say even. And yeah, it does have driver-controlled machine guns, and it does have a passenger-controlled machine gun, but it's just a regular machine gun for the passenger one. So the passenger machine gun is pretty with the fact it's not explosive. But yeah, I don't think the Annihilator Stealth actually has I don't think it has a mounted passenger weapon actually for the Annihilator Stealth. Unlike the Annihilator Stealth, you can't repel, and it does have 2 less seats, having 4 seats instead of 6 with the Annihilator Stealth. It's much faster, it has much better performance than the Annihilator Stealth. The only thing really I think the Annihilator Stealth does better, I'd say to be completely honest, the only thing it does better is it has a lower hitbox, which makes it easier at dodging missiles, and then also the repelling feature and the seat capacity. Those are really the only huge things it has. Best thing the Annihilator Stealth has compared to the vehicle is the ability to dodge missiles easier with the lower hitbox, with the homing missiles, for example. So really, aside from that one thing, I'd say the Aquila, like, for sure is way better than the Annihilator Stealth. And the only other stealth vehicles in the game, I think, are the Ultralight. Which that one, I believe you have to, like, brake and go, like, very low speeds to go stealth on that one. That one's not a good stealth vehicle at all. The Aquila and Annihilator Stealth, you just toggle the stealth on and off, which allows you to also lose, like, 3-star 1 levels, and then even higher and reduce them to 2 stars, which is really helpful. In addition to the stealth capabilities that you turn on and off for sourcing, like, business cargo and stuff. But yeah, very top tier vehicle in the game with the Aquila definitely still has its good uses in free mode. But yeah, next one's the Barrage, which is an 80% off Prime Gaming discount. So similar to the Beater, it's a Prime Gaming only discount. But yeah, the Barrage. The Barrage is very similar to the Insurgent, actually. The Insurgent Pickup and Insurgent Pickup Custom. More so the Custom, since it can be customized. But yeah. It's basically an Insurgent, but with less, like, explosive resistance, but in return you get, like, 2 guns instead of 1. And I believe the back one can have, like, a grenade launcher on it or something, where I don't think the front one can have the grenade launcher. But yeah. The firepower is very insane on the Barrage, for sure. But yeah. For making money, it's not really going to be that good of a money-making vehicle in the entire game. So the Aquila is definitely a lot better of a money-making vehicle compared to the Barrage. So for 80% off on a Prime Gaming discount, you might as well get the Barrage now at any time at all. You have like 300,000. But yeah, I believe it also actually has a unique modification actually in the arena. I think the arena actually has a very unique modification where you can actually swap like a Clifford logo on it from like the Doomsday Heist, which is pretty cool. It also has that as well, in addition to it being like 2 times the firepower of the Insurgent for like less protection, essentially. But yeah, not really a good money making vehicle for the Barrage, but at 300,000 it's a steal. But yeah, the P996 Laser. The P996 Laser is at like 6.5 million at a 40% off discount. It's $3.9 million. But yeah, there's a discount for everyone, which is $2.6 million off, and there's no trade price for this vehicle. But yeah, it's a vehicle from day one of the game that can be found at the military base, so you might as well just get one at the military base. Really, it's only good for the spawn convenience. Yeah, the best thing it provides is the spawn convenience, and also you can actually respray and make it more unique. Size for those two very tiny things, kind of, even though spawn convenience is pretty huge. It's really not worth getting it, to be completely honest. But you can't deny that it's a very good money-making vehicle, especially with the spawn convenience, if used correctly. But yeah. Has explosive cannons, which is some of the like top tier explosive cannons in the game. However, unlike the Hydra, it does not have VTOL, which sucks, so you do have to be very skilled with this one to make it good. So that also means you can't get very good landings with it necessarily. It's very good at taking off, obviously, being a jet. And yes, has like regular missiles as well, but I think they have a cooldown, I think. Yeah, I think they have a cooldown for those missiles, obviously. But you might as well get that one at the military base. It's really best to get it if you're collecting all the Pegasus vehicles. Especially at $3.9 million, you might as well get it now. But yeah, FH1 Hunter. The FH1 Hunter is pretty similar to the Aquila, except it doesn't have stealth and it might have more explosive resistance, or it might even be the same. But yeah, FH1 Hunter for weaponry, it has regular and barrage missiles, unlike the Aquila where you have to choose between the regular and the barrage missiles. Regular missiles, of course, are like the traditional missiles in the game, no like crazy lock-on or anything. Barrage missiles allow to fire like 7 missiles at once, I think. I think this one's 7 missiles at once, whereas like the Aquila, I believe it's like 4 missiles at once if you get the barrage missiles for any reason. But yeah, the fact you can have regular and barrage missiles on this vehicle is very nice. I think the only other vehicle that does that is actually the B-11 Strike Force. And that's actually a plane in the game, so you get much more control with that FH1 Hunter. So it's the best like combination vehicle for like the regular and the barrage missiles in the game compared to the B-11 Strike Force. And it does have bombs actually. The Aquila actually also has bombs I forgot to mention. FH1 Hunter also has bombs for attacking from below, which is nice. However, the best thing about the FH1 Hunter that the Aquila does not have, kind of, is that the passenger gun is actually explosive. And I think it actually has a better rate of fire than like the Valkyrie's gun. It's basically the passenger gun of the Valkyrie, but better like rate of fire, I think. So yeah, if you have a passenger, you can actually use that gun, which is unfortunate because it used to be driver controlled in like the 3D universe, but it was like a chain gun that wasn't explosive, I think. But yeah, very top tier weaponry, definitely the most weaponized helicopter in this entire game. And being a helicopter, being able to go to point A to point B very efficiently, having very good weaponry, makes it a very amazing grinding vehicle in the game as well, for free mode grinding especially. Though obviously with the Sparrow in the game, you kinda don't need it to be honest. But still, very good discount on this vehicle for sure. And yeah, probably has better explosive resistance than the Aquila, by like a couple few missiles at best. And that's if it's better explosive resistance even. And actually the best part about the FH1 Hunter, the best thing the FH1 Hunter does compared to like all the other vehicles in the game, when it comes to recent vehicles, you pretty much have to buy all the like missiles and like machine guns and all that stuff. But I think aside from bombs, FH1 Hunter comes with all of its weaponry at stock. So when you get the FH1 Hunter, it will be like 90-95% complete with its weaponry actually. Or actually I think like, yeah, it's like 80% complete with its weaponry once you first buy it actually, which is very exciting. Because most vehicles you have to actually buy all the weaponry entirely. So having most of the weaponry without even having to buy it is a huge advantage of the H1 Hunter. If you don't want to go spending more extra money on customizing or anything. Just making sure where I am on the vehicle discounts. Okay, I think there's only 2 more discounts left actually, and one being regular and one being Prime Gaming. But yeah, certain pickups are not discounted at the moment, just because at the moment. But yeah, the Brickade. The final Prime Gaming discount is another 80% discount, just like the Barrage. And that's 80% off of the Brickade. But yeah, Brickade is nowhere near as useful as the Barrage in a sense. Like, it doesn't have weaponry or anything, but it is a Securosur vehicle in addition to the Pegasus vehicle. So if you buy the vehicle, you actually get to spawn it for free, actually, from the Securosur CO vehicle. So instead of having to pay like 9,000 per Brickade, you get it for free. Which is actually a 6-seater for a Securosur CO vehicle. So it has like the best seating capacity, or one of the best seating capacities of a Securosur CO vehicle. Besides probably not a very top tier CO vehicle, you might as well go for like the latest, or like the Buzzard, or really any helicopter CO vehicle in the game. But there's no denying that it probably has the most seating capacity for like a CO vehicle in the entire game, actually. Even though you really don't need 6 seats per CO vehicle, since you can only have 4 in a CO. But still, if you want another like free CO vehicle in the game, definitely get it now at 80% discount for Prime Gaming. And last but not least for discounts actually is the Savage. And the Savage, like most of the other regular discounts, is 40% off. But yeah. For weaponry, the Savage has an explosive cannon, which is basically just like the laser cannon in the game, so it's a very top tier explosive cannon in the entire game. So very good for player versus enemy, and even player versus player situations, obviously, as well. It has missiles as well, of course, regular missiles, which I believe they're infinite ammo, like, not infinite ammo, but like no cooldown missiles as well. But yeah, they're regular tracking like every helicopter in the game. But there's no cooldown on missiles, which actually also is where the, I think the Akula and the Hunter has that too. But yeah, I thought I'd point out for such an old vehicle, it doesn't have like a cooldown on the missiles, which is pretty cool. Might have been the first vehicle with no missile cooldown actually, for the helicopter class. It's a 4-seater actually, which is pretty good. But yeah, it's a pretty slow helicopter, but the weaponry is very top tier. And even for a very slow helicopter, it does have all the advantages of like all the helicopters in the entire game. So yeah, it's a very damn good grinding vehicle, I'd say it's even one of the best grinding vehicles in the entire game for the Savage for free mode grinding. It's a very impressive PvE vehicle in the game. I think it's actually still the only helicopter in the game with the like driver-controlled explosive cannons in the game. Though it is a very slow helicopter in the game, so it's a very unique helicopter having a like laser and hydra explosive cannon in the game. So yeah, having that explosive cannon makes it very top tier for grinding in free mode. It's a very top tier vehicle with the Savage for sure. Especially if you have it as a personal aircraft vehicle. Though even if you have it just for Pegasus, it's very good regardless. So I think that was it for discounts and pretty much everything for the event week for the last day or two. Since, yeah, for the last time I was playing Red Dead Online for like the last week. Getting more bars and stuff. So I've been pretty busy with that as well as just playing other stuff. In fact, I got a new Nintendo Switch game being Clubhouse Games 51 World Classics. I got that on like Friday or something. I've been playing that as well. Just making sure I covered all the discounts and all that. Alright, yeah, that's every single discount. Alright, yeah, that's everything with this extreme, actually. But yeah, that's fine might be it for a stream. Next stream should be the Red Dead Online event stream, which actually started today, since I'm doing this late Tuesday, because I was putting on Red Dead Online for the bars and all. Who knows, maybe I'll be doing more miscellaneous streams in this week, or this next week or something, for miscellaneous streams. Such as part 2 of the Pacific Standard job stream that I need to do. Yeah, I still need to do part 2 of the Pacific Standard stuff. I'm kind of waiting now to see if there's a boring event week or something where people might not be doing other stuff much. So that one might wait a while, but I still have like some collectibles from like the Cayo Perico Heist. Yeah, I think I have like those radio antenna things or whatever from the Still Slipping Los Santos or whatever. I think that's a collectible I've never done yet. DJ missions I'm not gonna do because those are on like free mode. You have to like get random calls from different characters in the game, which is completely random pretty much. And then for video content, I don't know if I'll be doing video content anytime soon because people are being assholes again, as I mentioned the past couple weeks. Not the same people, but like there's a couple assholes on my Phantom Wide review being dicks, even though. Oh yeah, that's the thing as well. I forgot to mention actually. The first one I was being a dick on my Phantom Wide review with their comment, whatever. I saw their channel and they had this video called Awesome Video Spinner Review, yet it was complete utter fucking cringe and shit. Worse than what I consider my own review and stuff by the Phantom Wide. It was a fucking fidget spinner and shit from like 3 years ago and shit. Oh yeah, and I dislike bombed them when other people were able to dislike bomb me a weekend ago, and of course YouTube removed my dislike bombs that I put on their channel and stuff since they were a dick and they deserved it. Of course, other people can just like bomb me and get away with it. That's totally fucking cool and fair. YouTube, like I'm on to you. I look at all my stuff on like YouTube Studio and all that stuff. And I looked at that channel and stuff. And that like Big Mac one, I replied to them and gave their comment a like and shit. Fuck them too. Dude, they're rude ass fucking comments. Like honestly, I don't want to tolerate that fucking rude shit. People want to say something, they can fucking say it as like construction, not construction, They can say that's fucking constructive criticism. Don't want to give constructive criticism if you're going to be a dick in the first place, then don't even bother, because your comments getting deleted and you're getting fucking blocked off the channel and shit. So I don't tolerate that fucking bullshit. But yeah. Just to give those fuckers a middle finger and all the other haters that I've ever encountered and stuff, I should actually go through with more and more videos every time I get hate and stuff. So yeah, maybe I'll start doing that, I don't know. Cause I'm getting fed up with it, especially when I got a hate comment finally on the second most popular, and kind of my most popular video ever. Because I had a very controversial take on my most popular video, which was a Reddit news kind of video or something. But yeah. So I kind of understood that one, but the Phantom Wedge review of mine having 10 dislikes and 8 likes, I don't get that bullshit at all, honestly. Like, fuck the assholes that are being dicks on it and shit. Okay, but yeah. That will finally be an next stream. Should be the Red on our event week stream, and hopefully during that last event week, I'll be getting Outlaw Pass number 4, since I believe I got all the other Outlaw Passes. That most definitely I will be. That's finally be it for the stream. Hope you enjoyed.